of not altogether fun sippage between generations seems more of an obsession than ever for Del Rey and her fourth album, Lust for Life. The title is an Iggy Pop rip, one of many blatantly referential turns of phrase on the album. In the stories her songs tell, time travel nearly seems real. A moment at 2017 Coachella can become Woodstock in my mind, leading her to interpolate Stairway to Heaven and contemplate nuclear apocalypse. She begins the album sighing about you kids with your vintage music, adding, "You're part of the past, but now you're the future." Signals crossing can get confusing. She's awed by the cultural history that mass media marinates today's youth in, but she's also unsettled by it. Del Rey's music itself has always been retro-minded. In 2011, something about the way she sang sounded foreign compared to the try-hard emoting of Lady Gaga or Adele, and the description she often received was dead-eyed. Rayleigh hashtag was semi-parodic throwback that swelled together B-movie blankness, girl group earnestness, and Laurel Canyon introspection. Yet the way she married that sensibility with dramatic orchestration and snaking machine rhythms for her debut, Born to Die, was new, establishing a template for radio that still prevails today. Her two follow-ups, Ultraviolence and Honeymoon, were gauzier, slower experiments in rock and cabaret, but scroll through the photos that David LaChapelle recently shot with Lana Del Rey and you may be hit with a whiff of linoleum, or microwave dinner, or asbestos. She descends a spiral staircase next to a gaudy fake Christmas tree of the kind you just don't see anymore, wearing an equally gaudy coat, her eyes squinting, the camera having snapped at the wrong moment. She stains a wedding table with red wine, her mascara running and the flash catching the blood behind her retinas, as a man in the foreground smokes in ripped whitey tighties. She poses in a ruffled dress in front of a tea garden styled with person-sized candles, next to a sign reading, "Happy Birthday America." 1776 1976. Pop culture has been mining the heyday of Polaroid in this fashion for a while now, and Lana Del Rey has led the way. Ever since the Los Angeles singer first achieved fame in 2011, she's rarely been described without mentions of Instagram filters that make new photos look old, or of the way that platforms like Tumblr and Pinterest encourage young people to collage the bygone. So the nostalgia kick should be played out by now. Still, I can't stop staring at these LaChapelle photos. In small ways, say, the body types of the people posing with Del Rey, they capture something about the era they reference. But in the colors, the couture, Del Rey's impish glint, then novel. Working primarily with her longtime collaborator Rick Knowles, Del Rey seems here to feel that formulaic is no insult when you've got fascinating variables to put into the formula. Most songs begin with Del Rey crooning alone over reverberating piano, guitar, or quasi-synthetic bass. But by the chorus, it's kicked into a rose-petal storm, loping programmed drums, lancing strings, Del Rey gasping across octaves without losing her cool. Often it feels like Knowles is backing into the sound of the Sneaker Pimps, and some of these 16 tracks were likely included only because Del Rey wrote lines that were too outrageous not to share. "Could it be that I fell for another loser?" she asks on one of a few second tire cuts early in the album. "I'm crying while I'm coming / making love while I'm making good money." Such depictions of mercenary, doomed love affairs have long been Del Rey's specialty, rooted in her nostalgia aesthetic. Born to Die reveled in pre-feminist relationship ideals, sugar daddies and lolitas, guys loafing and girls doting on them. The level of irony at which she was operating wasn't clear at the time, just as it's now not clear just how earnestly she's indulging a related set of boomer tropes: flower child positivity, dancing one's way to peace, youth as paradise, the noble groupie. The power of her music may well be in the unease of her reclamation, the way that her voice, if not always her words, suggests certain problems can't actually be banished by love and drugs and music. One of those certain problems, this time, is Trump-era anxiety. I feel like this election jolted almost everyone who was floating around, feeling weird, whatever, right into the current moment, Del Rey told Flaunt magazine. I know several people that had a sort of drifter mentality that are now in the thick of it, considering things. Some of the most compelling songs here simply track that awakening. On the piano ballad Change, a clear product of studying Joni Mitchell's River, she regretfully sings, "Lately, I've been thinking it's just someone else's job to care." The Closer Get Free, a slick assemblage of Phil Spector compositional tics, presents an epiphany, emotional, polit,